Good morning. It's February the 19th. It is a Friday morning, the third Friday of the month, our last edition with CDBIA for the month. And with us is TJ Thornberry. And we're talking about custom home building, which is what he does. Does the parade of homes which CDBIA is holding this year appeal to you at all, or just the opposite?
Absolutely. I'm so glad and proud that the parade is back in Charlotte County. We suspended it as an association for many years for obvious reasons. The people that the committee, the people that are having their models in the parade, all great participants of the BIA, participants of the community, great builders. And the way I look at it is, I don't have a physical model. We talked about that earlier. Yeah. What's worked for me is just having the permission of the owners that I've built for to give them advance notice and walk my prospects through the house that I've built that's owner occupied. That's worked so far. Eventually, on the drawing board, we'll see what happens. But as far as the parade, we're going to be advertising in the parade directory.
Okay.
And the way I look at it is, and the way I think most of the builders in town, not alone the CDBIA, look at it as their success is my success and vice versa. Yes, we bid against each other sometimes and we compete for customers to some degree, but for me, if they're building houses and I'm building houses, everybody wins. And we have some really great builders, not only in the CDBIA, but also throughout the community of Punta Gorda. For the most part, like I said before, it kind of boils down to, when you're comparing apples to apples, a lot of times it boils down to that relationship. And I tell my customers all the time, you need to make sure you have the right fit. Because at the end of the day, we should be comparable in price. A lot of us use the same quality subcontractors. So at the end of the day, you need to have that relationship with that person. So yeah, I'm a big supporter of the parade. I can't wait to see the homes and the people that turn out to tour the homes. And then, of course, the judging is always a popular thing. So
from March 14th through the 13th, there are a variety of homes from Affinity Custom Homes, Arthur Rutenberg, Sandstar, Charlotte Harbor Construction, Farrell Construction, Harbor Home Builders. Harbor Home Builders got a couple. Highmark Builders, Neal Communities, PGI Homes, Anthony Farhat there, Sage Homes, Tolles Corporation, and Truex Preferred Construction are all on the list that all have
That's a championship list right there.
It certainly is. But I was thinking before, when you say, you do custom homes, you take it and exactly what the people want, that would not make for a good parade of homes home to see, because nothing's the same.
Yes and no. I could see in the traditional sense of a quote-unquote model, but most of the homes, the builders that you just mentioned, and I don't want to speak for them, but I would imagine that they would customize that model in some way, shape, or form. Some of them to maybe a complete redo. Some of them maybe just a little bit of a move a wall here, change a room there, size-wise. But no, it's when I do walk customers through my homes that the owners are occupying, I tell them, listen, this is an example of our work, and I tell them how that relationship started with the owner, how we got to this point. And like I said, one of my favorite stories is we literally designed a home off of a cocktail napkin that somebody drew out a floor plan. And so every home that I do has a story behind it, and yours would have the same effect. And so no, I don't think, if I had a custom home that I built, whether it's downtown Punta Gorda, that was a quote-unquote model home, I'd be in the parade in a heartbeat. But again, my business model it's worked for me so far.
Okay.
Like I said, down the road, I can see where, we might have to pull the trigger on something like that. But right now, I'm pretty comfortable with my workload and the way I am able to present my product to prospective customers.
All right, if you're on the road this morning from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, we have a large concrete spill on Route 776 East, right there by Toledo Blade.
So it wasn't one of my jobs.
Yeah, down to one lane and avoid the area right there. It's 776 East towards Port Charlotte at Toledo Blade, down to one lane, avoid that area. You'll be going the opposite direction, right, Nick?
I am now.
Yeah.
Everyone's scrambling to pour concrete before the next front comes through.
But
it's been a challenge. This weather has been
I can imagine.
a wet, dry season.
Yeah.
And how much do you go by the weather forecast?
Oh gosh, all the time. I get teased all the time because I'm looking at WeatherBug. That's what I use, and I'm constantly looking at the radar and okay, tomorrow what's coming through, and trying to time concrete and digging footers, and because I manage all my own job sites,
Right.
so it's it's something we're looking at all the time.
All right, how many homes do you have under construction now? How many are on the drawing board to start soon? And how many are finishing up?
Well, for Thornberry Custom, it's if we're doing 10 custom homes at a time, that's a workload for us, and I typically would cut it off at that point. What you want, just like anybody else, is you want a pipeline of finishing up a few and a few coming on board, and that's the happy medium
So you can
we
work
are
your
right now.
subs in that
Right.
direction.
So
Yeah.
you're not running at the same stage every 10 jobs right now at the same time. You always want to have 2 or 3 coming off and 2 or 3 coming on, in that happy cycle, and that's where we are right now. And so we're right there. We've got several on the drawing board. We have several in permitting, and I'm very pleased. Last year was pretty much our best year, and right now, just so early in the year as we are, we're on track to at least double that.
Tom Thornberry's with TJ Thornberry's with us, and TJ, what's your website, and how can people get in touch with you?
Website is thornberrycustombuilders.com, and the phone number for the office is 629-3165. And I always tell people, listen, let's sit down and have a cup of coffee in the office if you want to just get information, have a free consultation. I'm also flexible. I come out to them and many times, and I like talking about building and potential building plans, regardless whether it's imminent or down the line.
629-3165. Where are you located?
We're on Veterans Boulevard, Veterans Professional Center, right between Cochrane and Atwater, where you have the second one in from the left. You can't miss the huge heritage oak tree right in front of my sign, but actually it's a nice landmark to tell people. So we've been there for about 3 years now.
What's the number on Veterans?
The address is 20020 Veterans Boulevard, unit number 2.
Okay, and that's Thornberry Custom Homes. TJ, with being in this community for as many years as your dad has, and then you following up, have you shied away from some of the different groups he was in as far as community service?
Well, obviously he's always been my biggest mentor, and obviously he's built a great business.
Right.
And so I'm fortunate that I have a role model like that to follow. But yeah, to answer your question, whether it's the Builders Association, the Charlotte County Chamber of Commerce, I've had the privilege of being in leadership there. I had the privilege of being on the Charter Review Committee this year, which has been a new experience. And
How was that?
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I know some people kind of roll their eyes about the process. And,
Yeah.
I've learned a ton, and I'm really enjoying it. And then had the privilege of being involved in the United Way selection committee, or
Review committee,
excuse me, recently, and that was a new one for me as well. So the way I look at it is, it kind of goes back to that know, like, trust process. That's we learned that from the Oliver, Rob and Kate Oliver, great people. And to me, obviously this is my home. I was born here. I've set roots here, and that's where I care about what happens and being involved in the process. Not that I'm influenced in one way or the other, but I like being involved in the process. Maybe be able to at least have a say in the process.
right?
But also, I think it resonates with my customers as well when they Google Thornberry Custom Builders or TJ Thornberry, or they look on my website and they say, you know what, he's got a stake in the community. He's got a reputation. I might, he might be somebody that I can trust because he has something to lose.
right.
Not that other builders don't. I'm just saying that's part of what I look at. Not only I want the betterment of our community, but I also believe that it's important, and it would be important to me if I was making one of the single largest purchases of my life. I'd want somebody that, you know what, they're not going anywhere. They're here to stay.
When you were in leadership, Charlotte, did you find things? I mean, you grew up here.
Yes.
You were here. Did you find things that you didn't know about Charlotte?
Oh my
County?
gosh, yes.
Okay.
One of them being Donna Barrett.
Yeah, there it is. We're gonna be right back. Tommy's got traffic. Don't forget, let's see if he's got the accent.